Okay, we're rolling. And welcome back to STL Live Election Special. I'm Robin Boyce, and with me now is Mr. Kevin McKinney, who's Executive Director of SLACO. How are you, Kevin?
Doing fine.
So glad you could come in and talk with us about SLACO. Now, I was asking you during the break, SLACO kind of left the map for a minute or two here in the St. Louis area. So you guys are back? What's going on?
Yeah, SLACO has worked hard over the last several years to increase the membership. We have about 32 neighborhoods now out of the 79 that make up the city of St. Louis. We've got 32. We've also in communication with neighborhoods in East St. Louis and several neighborhoods in the county. So yeah, SLACO is trying to make a comeback, and we feel like we've come back, and now we're just trying to continue to do the good work that was started several years ago.
Very good. Now tell us, give us a brief overview. What is SLACO?
Okay, what SLACO is, it's the umbrella organization of neighborhood organizations. We work to do advocacy for neighborhoods. We also do training for neighborhoods. We stand as an organization together to advocate for different neighborhoods and for neighborhood needs. We also put together several conferences throughout the year, several training opportunities. We've done some grant work with CDA to put on some training information. So yeah, it's an organization that's come together to try to make neighborhoods a better place to live and to train the leadership in the neighborhoods and also to work to advocate issues for the neighborhoods.
What are some of the biggest issues that you find coming out of the neighborhoods? And it's been talked quite a bit during this mayoral campaign that we've had this cycle, this political cycle here in St. Louis City.
The biggest issue that we're dealing with right now is the vacant property and vacant building issue. We started looking at this about 2014. And our board of directors decided that it would be an issue that we would work very hard on. And we've been able to educate a lot of our neighborhoods. We've listened to a lot of our neighborhoods, and just about every neighborhood has some type of impact by vacant buildings and vacant lots. So we were able to work to do some educating within the neighborhoods and within our groups of board members to get the word out that we need to try to do something. So we came together and we have a vacancy committee, and the Mayor Slay, he put together a vacancy task force. And we just had we've had two of them now, two summits to work on trying to bring those two groups together and trying to bring in other stakeholders and to talk about these vacancy issues. And in fact, the April election coming up, there'll be a Proposition NS. We'll give people an opportunity to make a decision on the future of some of these vacant buildings. There's a proposal out to try to do a tax increase, a bond initiative to take about $6 million a year to have about 200 houses that will be stabilized to then get those properties back on the tax roll. What's happening right now is that we're paying, you and me, citizens of St. Louis, we're paying for these vacant buildings.
Yes, we are.
You know?
Yes.
So we're paying for mowing,
Yes.
we're paying for board ups,
Yes.
we're paying for police and fire protection. So what we
And
wanted
demolition.
and demolition,
That's quite
yes.
a bit of money.
Demolition's about $12,000 to $15,000. What we want to do is take the money and stabilize the building. That then gives the value to the building so that people can go out and get a loan to rehab it, fix it up, and get it going. So as opposed to just letting the building rot and just letting the building deteriorate and having the neighborhoods losing value, this is an opportunity to eradicate this vacant housing issue. So that's one of the big things that SLACO's working for.
That's great. So you are, of course, going into communities and encouraging those individuals in communities to look at getting into one of these programs to redo? Or
what we're doing is we're educating the neighborhoods on what the Prop NS is, and we're educating our neighborhoods on how vacancy affects them, and we're educating our neighborhoods on how we can make a difference in this vacant issue.
I want you to hold on there, Mr. McKinney. We're going to come back and talk more about the vacancies and what we can do to change that. Stay with us here at STL Live. We'll be right back with more with Kevin McKinney and SLACO after this break.